Hello everyone and welcome back to Skyrim. Finally! I know I didn't publish an episode last week, and did I actually miss 2 weeks of Skyrim? I don't remember, but anyways, it's been a while because I had technical difficulties. Now, we obviously got them figured out, and it was, well, I'm not actually sure what it was. My husband's the one who figured it out, and yeah, I don't remember the techno babble, but there was a setting on the PC that got set to default when Windows updated. And whatever the setting was, the default setting, or maybe it was like turned on, or I think it was off originally, and when Windows updated, it turned it on. And with this setting on, it conflicted with OBS and made me have extremely bad frame rate during my recordings. And so anyway, I'm sorry I can't tell you exactly what it was because, yeah, I'm not technically minded, so I forget things like that really easily. Anyways, the important thing is that we figured it out, and now everything's working again, so I can finally start publishing these videos again. Anyways, we are here in High Hrothgar, and we slept here. And now what? Excuse me. We need to... No, I don't need that. So we need to talk to the Jarl of Whiterun, right, to help me trap a dragon in Dragon's Reach. So... talk to Parthenax, or talk to Arngir, or talk to Esbern. So I don't need to do all three of them, because I already talked to Parthenax. Well, Arngir's just right here. Let's just go ahead and go talk to him anyways. Einar, that's not him. Are you him? Yes, Arngir.
Alduin? We heard the Dragonren shout from here. You defeated him?
Well... not really, actually. Because, yeah, he got away. We wounded him, but no, he got away. We did not defeat him. I need to find his portal to Sovngarde, I guess. Is that what that said? I don't remember that part. Anyway, yeah.
I feared as much. I thought it was him we saw flying east after your battle.
Yeah, so, I'm going to try and capture a dragon to see if it will tell us where Alduin went. Maybe we can convince it somehow. You know, if Balgruf will help me do that.
Ah, Dragon's Reach.
Yes.
There are many difficulties, but I cannot think of a better plan.
Oh.
Although I fear the Jarl may not be easy to persuade.
Right.
Remember, the way of the voice trains you for more than battle.
It does?
Indeed, we believe that battle is the least of its uses.
Huh?
May the strength and truth of your voice serve you well. Breath and focus.
What do you mean, my voice can serve me in more than just battle? In what way, Arngir? In what way does it serve me? Besides in battle, like, can I use it to persuade people to do what I want? Because that's the only other reason I could think that it would be useful outside of battle. Where has Alduin gone, do you know?
The old tales say that he can travel into Sovngarde to devour the souls of the dead.
Ew.
You must find out how he does this before he regains his strength and returns.
Right, so that's what the other dragon will hopefully tell us.
Sky, guard you.
Yeah. He's not a very good teacher, is he? Yeah, let's go. Because he just Oh, your voice can be used for more than just battle. Except I'm not going to tell you in which way. You're going to have to figure that out by yourself. Anyways. So, Inigo, we have to go convince the Jarl of Whiterun if we can trap a dragon in his palace. Yeah, that's probably not going to go over so well. You know, especially since his palace is made out of wood. And, you know, with my luck, the dragon will breathe fire and burn it down. Well, And you know what? I'm really not looking forward to doing this. I mean, how are we going to catch a dragon? I guess maybe he has a trap up there? I don't know. I didn't really pay attention if anyone ever told me about it. I don't remember. But so if he has a trap of some sort just for catching dragons, I guess one of the old ancient Jarls used to do that. And just because we catch one doesn't mean it's going to divulge Alduin's secrets for us. I mean, I know Parthenax, he said that not all the dragons are loyal to Alduin, but what if we don't capture one of those disloyal dragons? What if we capture a loyal one? Are we just gonna kill it and then try again? I don't know. Yeah, well, I guess it makes sense though that they're not all loyal, right? Because we've seen those ones that just fly over and roar, but they don't actually attack. Those must be the ones that aren't loyal to Alduin, right? I mean, because I'm assuming it's Alduin who actually tells them to kill people. Are all dragons not inherently hostile towards people, and it's Alduin who has told them to be? And so the dragons that aren't loyal to Alduin, yeah, aren't hostile to people? Alright, that's just a theory. I never thought of it before, but there you go. Anyways, yeah, so let's head off to Whiterun, and while we're there, let's sell stuff, because I've got quite a bit of stuff left here on Deacon, and, oh, we need to buy lantern oil, Inigo. Oh, and arrows, because I used up almost all of my good arrows in that fight. Sounds like a plan. Huh? Oh. Okay. Oh! I still have my bow equipped. What? What am I looking for? I'm looking for ebony sword. There. Inigo's probably gonna kill him right. Why are you attacking the horse? Oh, good one.
You live in packs but die alone, just like the rest of us.
Are there more? Somebody help. Help? You're wearing ebony armor. You need help? Who are you? A mercenary running around going, help, help. I don't see anything else. Oh, there's wolves. Of course there's wolves. Hey, don't you attack my horse. Get... Okay, good. There! Did the horse kill it? Whose horse is that? Is that Roach? Because... Huh. Okay. I thought that was Roach. Harvest Blood? Oh. Excuse me. Dark Elf Blood. Hi. What are you guys doing?
What do you need?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Okay. Hello. Hello. I'm still getting a little bit of lag, aren't I? You guys, can you guys tell? Is it a lot? Is it noticeable for you? Let me know if it's acceptable or what, because yeah, it wasn't doing this earlier. Oh, anyway, Khajiit, let's I was gonna wait and sell stuff after we talked to Balgruuf, but Khajiit might be gone by then. Okay.
May your road lead you to warm sands. I suppose
Well,
if we do,
he
we
wasn't
will
able to
find
buy
out just
much,
how
but-
fast each of us can drown.
We bought stuff. I have more money now anyways. Yeah. There's still a little bit of a stutter there.
Chops and steaks.
Now, I don't
for
see the
y'all.
stutter while I'm
Let's see
playing.
this one.
I only see it in my recording. So I have two screens, one I'm playing on and one's for so I can see what I'm recording. And it's
Wait.
only...
I know you.
Of course you know me. I'm the Dragonborn. And the Thane. Seriously.
They're reforming the Dawn.
So, yeah, I only see the stutter on my recording screen. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well. We shall deal with that at another time. Unless you guys can't actually see that. And so let me know if you can. And
Balgruuf,
yeah.
did you slip out again last night for a drink at the Bannered Mare?
Heard about that, did you? Yes, I went out for a pint or two. What of it?
These secret visits to the tavern will make you an easy target for an enemy assassin. You should have told me first.
Damn it, woman, I'm the Jarl of Whiterun.
I serve
I
Jarl
won't apologize
Balgruuf
for
as
talking to my people.
Shh.
You can't protect me every moment of the day.
That might be so, but it will never stop me from trying.
Balgruuf.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
Father promised me a new dress days ago.
Your kids are kind of
While to make a dress, Dagny.
distracting. Maybe you should teach them not to bicker in when you're holding court with people.
Father promised.
Hmm?
All you ever do is
Anywho,
complain about what you
the reason I'm here is because I need your help.
I'm going to tell Father
I need to trap a dragon in your palace.
I must have misheard you. I thought you asked me to help you trap a dragon in my palace.
Yeah, no. You didn't mishear me. Yeah, but I wouldn't come over here. Take time out of my day, especially without getting paid, mind you. Just to tell you that, just to mess with your head. You know, I wouldn't ask you if it was important. Hmm?
Of course. You already saved Whiterun from that dragon.
Yes.
I owe you a great deal.
Yes.
But I don't understand. Why let a dragon into the heart of my city when we've been working so hard to keep them out?
Well, that's a fair enough question. So it's because the threat is worse than we thought at first. Alduin has returned.
Alduin, the World Eater himself.
Yes.
But how can we fight him? Doesn't his return mean it's the end times?
Yes, that is what they say. However, I'm the Dragonborn, and it's my destiny to stop him, apparently.
I don't know about such things. But I heard the Greybeard summon you. That's good enough for me.
Good.
Now what's this nonsense about trapping a dragon in my palace?
So it's the only way to find Alduin before it's too late. You see, we're hoping that one of his, like, friends or whatever who aren't loyal to him anymore will tell us where he's at.
I want to help you, Dragonborn. And I will. But I need your help first.
Of course you do.
Ulfric and General Tullius are both just waiting for me to make a wrong move. Do you think they will sit idle while the dragon is slaughtering my men and burning my city?
No.
No. I can't risk weakening the city while we are under the threat of enemy attack. I'm sorry.
Well, fair enough, but if you didn't have to worry about an enemy attack, would you help me then? You know, somehow, if you didn't have to worry about that, just, you know, imagine if that were so.
Then I would be glad to help you with your mad dragon trapping scheme, but getting both sides to agree to a truce will be difficult at this point.
Yeah.
The bitterness has gone too deep. Maybe. What of the Greybeards?
What about them?
They are respected by all Nords. High Hrothgar is neutral territory. If the Greybeards were willing to host a peace council, then maybe Ulfric and Tullius would have to listen.
Okay. Okay. That means I have to go back up there. I was just up there. Fine. Leave it to me. I'll talk to Arngir about it.
Aye, Dragonborn. Maybe you can stop the dragons, and this war into the bargain.
Okay.
Now, if you don't mind, I've got a city to keep.
And
You are a
children
welcome guest,
to
but
train.
you must still respect the rules.
Okay. Oh, bother. We have to go all the way back up there, Inigo. Oh my gosh. We were just up there like an hour ago, or however long it took to travel here. 2 hours ago. I don't know. But we were just up there this morning.
And the 8 became 9. You walked
Excuse me.
among us, strength.
Well, I'm not going to do it right now. Right now, I'm going to sell stuff.
I sell cures for all ills, and I'll be happy to serve you.
Okay. There. Made a bunch of new potions. All better now. I need to put back on my own gloves. Okay. I think we're done. I got I sold everything to everybody and took all of their money. They still have a lot of stuff left, but yeah, whatever. I now have lots more arrows. I bought all the arrows that everybody had, well, all the good ones. And I also found lantern oil, and I bought extra this time. I usually only buy 3, but this time I bought 6. Because why not? And what else? I think that's all. I did all the things I was supposed to do. I sold stuff. I made potions. I bought arrows. I refilled my water. I ate lunch. And I bought lantern oil. There! I did all the things! Yay! Alright, now, before we go straight back up to High Hrothgar again, I decided I'm going to go home first, because I want to see if Lydia's made any progress on the library. She was going to buy shelves, and I can't imagine that it would take very long to do that. I mean, we have been gone for a couple days now, right? So, she should have made some progress at least, and also on the armory. She's going to buy furniture for that as well, so I'm going to go do that first. Oh, the little bear cub is still here. That's sad. Should we, excuse me, should we feed it? I don't know if I have any meat. Let's check. I feel bad for it. I have a venison chop. I don't have any raw meat. I'll give it a venison chop. Here you go, little bear. Is he alive? upstairs. There's some meat for you. He's hanging out here because this is where his mom died. And her body's gone, but he just keeps hanging out. Poor little guy. Oh well. I think this is the spot where we can go and not run over the logs. Yes, it is. Okay. Alright, we are back, and it sure got foggy. Lydia? You have returned. I hope you did some progress. Yeah?
How far does a person walk in an average lifetime? How many steps does it take to reach their final destination, I wonder?
Yeah, that's... I don't even want... That blows... I don't know. Oh, okie dokie. Let's see. Ah! Look! We have a library! Let's see what the upstairs one looks like. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at all the shelves! It's gonna take a while to fill these up. We probably don't even have enough to fill up one of these rooms, let alone both of them. But that just means that we can collect more. Let's see what she did, if she put anything up here. Because I want it... It's snowing? It wasn't snowing when we went in. Weird. Okay. Benches. Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind. I mean, I wanted a nice chair. A sitting chair, you know. But yeah, we can sit up here, have a glass of wine and a snack. Lavender dumplings. Lydia doesn't know me at all, does she? Okay.
What is it, Miko?
You're always talking to him like you can tell what he's saying. It's like they're having a conversation. Anyway, no, the view up here, especially at sunset when it's not foggy, is going to be amazing. I have to remember to come up here though, you know?
No.
No, what? Are you talking to Miko again? Inigo. Okay, dog, out of my way. Alright, so now, what time is it? 6:30 in the evening. Well, it's too late to go up to High Hrothgar right now. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to fill my bookshelves. And maybe practice some enchanting as well. Yeah. There. I have done it.
What do you need, my Thane?
Nothing. I have put books on the shelves, or at least on some of the shelves. I put some on this one and some on this one. I have a few duplicates, but that's okay. As I get more unique books, I'll replace them. But for now, I just want to fill my shelves. And over here I have some spell tomes. And again, I know I can sell these, and I probably will, but for now I just want books on my shelf. And over here we have all of the journals that we've collected from different people. Didn't realize that we had this many. Blech. Anyway, I also practiced some enchanting. I'm actually getting better at it. Yeah, I can enchant things with 7% power instead of only 1. So that's cool. Now I'm hungry. Let's cook food. Looks like somebody's been drinking my wine. Lydia, were you drinking my display wine? I don't want that wine drunk. Those are my collector's wines. I can't make anything. Oh, no, I don't want carrot juice. I can make leek, tomato. Oh, I can make vegetable soup if I have a leek and a tomato. And you know what? I bet there's some in the kitchen. Oh, we have lots of food in here. Yes, here we go. Leeks. And tomatoes. I don't know how many I needed, but there we go. Leek and tomato. Oh, I can make all kinds of stuff now. Ah! Nordic roasted gourd. That sounds good too. But I was going to make soup. I'll make extras as well, because we'll probably need it. On our trip up to High Hrothgar, where it's really cold, right? Okay. Ooh. So, you want to join me, Inigo, at the table? Vegetable soup. Ah, yes. Good. And some water as well. Yeah. Excuse me. I wanted to go into there. Because I can't do that while I'm sitting. Hey, Inigo. We haven't had a conversation in a while.
It has been good adventuring by your side. I am glad I got to fight some spiders with you.
Oh. Yeah. You're obsessed, Inigo. You're obsessed with fighting anything that comes along.
We all have our hobbies, my friend. What is wrong with a little spider slaying?
No.
Do you not enjoy the noises they make when you hit them?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I don't like fighting spiders, but I do like it when they die. But they do kind of give me the creeps.
I understand. Send any spiders that you do not want to deal with my way. I will take care of them. With pleasure.
Okay.
Anyway, I just wanted to make it clear that I am always ready for some spider smashing.
Okay. I caught the message.
Good. Did you want to talk about something else?
I don't know. Do you? Yeah, I'm actually curious. Do you ever wish your fur was a less unusual color?
I used to. Not so much now. When I was a child, it became clear that my unusual appearance would make my life a little harder. But these days, it usually does not bother me. We are all odd in one way or another. I say embrace it.
Ah, true. Yeah. I hardly notice it even, actually. Especially since you started wearing that cloak, because it matches you really good. I think it looks good.
Well, that says a lot more about you and our friendship than it does about the color of my fur.
Well,
those who I am close to only tend to see me.
Yeah.
Fergus had trouble understanding why others viewed me as an oddity. He used to say, "Your coloring is not fatal. It does not affect who you are. Give it no thought." An understandable but naive opinion.
Lydia's listening in on our conversation, by the way. But anyway, yes, go ahead.
As I am sure you know, how someone appears can largely determine how they are treated by other people.
True.
A physically beautiful person usually lives in a world with a great many courtesies and smiles. On the other hand, a seemingly unusual individual often exists in a realm of awkward glances, disdain, and sometimes open hostility.
Right.
I gain nothing from ignoring this fact. Whenever I notice a negative reaction, I try to bear my uniqueness in mind. Ignorance is regrettable, but it is not a crime. Anyway, I am at peace with my appearance now. I have grown into it. I no longer dwell on what makes me different, but I am aware that I am.
Well, good. That is a very healthy way to think about it, Inigo. Good on you. So, I am curious though, if you could change your color right now, would you?
Maybe, but I doubt it. As Fergus used to say, it is a good idiot detector. My coloring does not define who I am to me. That is what is important, I think.
Good. I agree, you blue abomination. Now let's talk about other things.
Hey, okay, dragon lover. Whatever you say.
Hey!
What do you wish to discuss?
I am not a dragon lover. Oh. Yeah, we've never actually talked about Mr. Dragonfly. You carry this dragonfly around on your belt all the time, and you talk to it, and it apparently talks to you. Of course, lots of animals seem to talk to you. Talk to your horse and Miko as well, and they seem to talk to you. Anyways, we never talked about that. So how did you meet Mr. Dragonfly?
That is quite a lengthy tale. Are you sure you want to hear it?
Yeah, we got time, and, you know, we have the evening to kill before bed. Yes, go ahead.
It happened not long after I got my scars. I stopped off in Windhelm on my way to Riften. I arrived weary, bloody, and fragrant.
Fragrant.
All I wanted was a hot meal and a room for the night, but it was not to be.
Oh.
As soon as I entered the city, I felt the weight of distrustful eyes upon me. I was too tired to care. I made my way to Candlehearth Hall and tried to purchase a room. I was told in no uncertain terms that I was not welcome, and that I should seek shelter elsewhere. While I was explaining that I had gold and would cause no trouble, I noticed 3 brawny men watching me with interest. I turned from the innkeep and faced the men. "You fellows see something strange?" I asked. "No, friend," replied the nearest. "We see a man who needs a bed and a bath, but we fear you won't find them here. If you have coin, maybe we can help you."
Huh. Yeah. I wouldn't have trusted them for sure. They seem shady.
I was not sure I trusted them either, but at that moment, I decided to give them the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, I told the men I would happily part with a few coins for a room. They said they were brothers, and for 15 septims, I would be a guest in their home that night. They told me that their mother would be happy to set another place at their table. I did not have many options, so I agreed.
Okay. Alright, go ahead.
The men took me to a deserted alleyway and motioned for me to stop. The youngest brother turned to me and said, "Before we continue, we must have your word that you will keep what we are about to show you to yourself." "No problem," I replied. He nodded, then felt along the stone wall, paused, then knocked 4 times. There was a grinding noise, and a large section slid back to reveal a torchlit passageway. "Who are you people?" I asked as we entered the gap in the wall. "Do not be alarmed," said the eldest brother. "Hot food and a warm bed are waiting up ahead." We pressed on, and the entrance closed behind us.
Of course it did. Of course it did. What were you thinking?
I was thinking I am tired and hungry, and if these fellows were going to rob me, they would have done it already.
Well, maybe.
We soon came to a heavy wooden door. The youngest brother stepped forward and again knocked 4 times. I heard a key turn on the other side. A grunt, the door opened, and I was face to face with the oldest woman I have ever seen. "We have a guest, dear mother," said the eldest brother. "Well, come in then. Table set, go wash your hands. You weren't followed, were you?" No, he replied, pushing past her. "Come in, friend. You're safe, and soon you'll be fed." I stepped inside. I was in a huge stone room full of all manner of useless junk and trinkets. There were no windows and it was very dim, but I could make out a row of beds against the far wall near a large open fire. The old woman looked up at me. Got money? She held out a gnarled hand. Of course, I said, handing it over. Thank you for letting me rest here. What is your name? Everyone just calls me Mother, she said. You can do the same if you like. Makes no difference to me. She motioned for me to sit at a long table where the other men were already eating greedily. I sat and tucked in. There was soup and roast beef and vegetables, and I ate until I thought I was going to rupture. When we were done, I was taken to a corner sectioned off by hanging furs. Inside, there was a steaming bath. I sank into it, felt my poor muscles relax, and shut my eyes. I drifted off.
What is a bath? Alright. You had been drugged? Had you? I mean, you were tired. So anyway, go on.
I had some very strange dreams.
Oh.
I saw the brothers caper and dance and fly about the room.
Yeah, weird.
I saw Fergus in a pool of blood staring up at me, mouthing the words, "Run, Inigo, run!" I saw a vast glass cage with a rough and scored ceiling. I saw many things I have now forgotten. When I awoke, the room was spinning and bleary. I heard the deep, muffled voices. Then I saw what was next to me, and my heart froze.
What? Oh, it was Mr. Dragonfly, wasn't it?
Yes, but he was not as you know him now. At least he did not appear that way to me. Anyway, what I saw was the king of dragonflies, the largest dragonfly imaginable. He was in a massive jar to my left, and he was spinning about in a frenzy. That is when I realized I was in a jar of my own. I tried to call out for help, but no words came. I looked down at my hands and saw that they were missing. I now seemed to have pincers.
Oh.
I leapt to my feet in horror and bounced off the inside of the jar. Suddenly, I realized I was flying.
Okay. So you were having a nightmare then, actually.
I know. It was not a happy moment. I tried to look for a bright side and found one. At least I was not a chicken. I buzzed about for a bit, trying to get used to my new wings. After a while, I had things under control. I realized that the handsome dragonfly in the jar next to mine was not so large after all. I had been made small, like him.
Huh.
I also saw that we were not alone. A number of other jars were in a row to my left, each holding an insect. There were butterflies and glow bugs, and moths too. My vision was blurred by the jar, but I could still make out 4 enormous figures at the far end of the now seemingly cavernous room. One of them pointed in my direction and laughed. The sound was booming and very scary. The individual approached, and I saw it was Mother. I heard a noise from my right, looked over, and saw that my dragonfly neighbor had fallen down dead with fright.
Huh. Okay, but he didn't actually die, because you have him now, so he was playing dead?
I thought he was a dead dragonfly. I was quite flustered, as you can imagine. Mother came right up to my jar and tapped an enormous grubby finger against the glass. Her toothless grin filled my view. She then picked up the dragonfly's jar, shook it, scowled, and slammed it back down. She grabbed another jar, this time from my left, removed the lid and plucked out the moth inside. It feebly flapped between her fingers. She held it up to my jar, then forced the poor creature into her mouth.
Ew.
I heard the body crunch between her gums.
Gross.
That is when I heard a voice inside my head.
Yeah? What did it sound like?
It was well spoken and calm. It was the voice of a scholar giving a lesson to a dim child. It said, "Pay attention. Go still and she will not eat you."
Right.
Mother swallowed the moth and picked up my jar again. I let myself go limp and lay motionless. I seemed to be missing my eyelids, so I was forced to watch as she first uncapped my jar, then reached inside. Her gigantic hand paused before it reached me, then withdrew. "Stay still," said the voice in my head. It was hard, but I managed. Mother held my jar up and studied me. She shook me, then studied me again. "Passed out," she said with a voice like an avalanche. "Scared him senseless." She put my jar down and turned away. "You'll have to get me more. I need to eat tonight." Another huge figure came into view. It was the eldest brother. "Mother," he said, "why do you have to frighten them so?" "Because they taste better squirming and fearful. You know that." Her son sighed, woke his brothers, and left.
Huh. So... Identity confusion seems to feature strongly in your stories, Inigo.
Yes, it is a recurring theme, but your identity would be confused too if it woke up as an insect.
Yeah, I guess.
Mother turned and made for her bed. That is when I heard the dragonfly yell in my head. "Your jar! Hit the wall of your jar!" Mother had placed me on the shelf with the base of my jar hanging over the edge. I leapt towards the glass, flapping my wings as fast as I could. I bounced back, then hit it again and again. My jar toppled off the shelf and smashed on the stone floor. "Yes," cried the dragonfly. "Lay still. She's coming back." So there I lay, surrounded by shattered glass, as Mother approached us a second time. I thought she was going to step on me, but instead she cursed and knelt down. I heard her joints creak. "I'll have to get you a new jar, or I could just eat you now. Not tasty, but tempting." I wanted to flap my wings. I wanted to fly and hide, but I did not. She picked me up. Her grimy face filled my view. She smiled and licked her lips. She opened her mouth.
Yeah, go on.
As her mouth drew nearer, I started to flap my wings. I could not help it. I wanted to escape. Alas, she was too strong and I was too small. Suddenly, there was a bonk noise, and Mother's jaw went slack. Her muddy eyes rolled back, and she collapsed. I struggled out from under her hand and saw the dragonfly's jar rolling to a stop near a chair leg. "You knocked her out," I yelled in my mind. "Yes," he replied. I managed to tip my jar onto her head. "Thank you," I said. "What is your name?" He said, "I cannot remember. I have been a dragonfly too long, but there is hope for you." He directed me to a nearby alchemy table and told me to nibble a bit of this and that. He had the antidote memorized. I followed his instructions, and soon I felt the worst pins and needles I have ever endured. I passed out, and when I awoke, I was me again. I rushed over to the dragonfly and opened his jar, but he refused to fly out. I heard his voice in my head, but it was weaker, distant somehow. "It is too late for me," he said. "The antidote cannot fix me. I am more dragonfly than man now. Please, reseal my jar. It brings me comfort.
Okay. So, why was there an antidote? Actually.
Mr. Dragonfly later told me that he had seen Mother turn her sons into insects as punishment for not doing chores and so on. She was scary.
Creepy.
Anyway, I did as I was asked, then placed him on a chair while I retrieved my clothes. I then went to the long table where I had eaten. "This soup," said the insect I would later come to think of as Mr. Dragonfly. I turned and smiled at him. We were having the same idea. I carried the soup pot to where Mother lay, opened her mouth, and splashed some inside. "It will take time. Free the others and leave," said Mr. Dragonfly. "Why can I only hear you inside my head?" I asked. He told me that the other insects had been there far longer than him, and they had forgotten how to communicate with words long ago. I listened closely to a nearby butterfly. I could hear a faint weeping inside my head, nothing more.
So, briefly being an insect gave you the power to understand them?
Not just bugs, other animals too. Usually I do not hear very much that is understandable, but sometimes I get lucky. Mr. Dragonfly is the most eloquent by far. Anyway, I opened all the jars, then turned to leave, and saw a fat moth with grey wings lumbering out of a pile of dirty clothes where Mother had been. I scooped her up, sealed her in a jar, then hid her at the back of an ingredients cupboard. I could hear her hissing at me in my mind. I turned to Mr. Dragonfly. "Do you want to come with me?" I asked. "Yes, please," he replied. "Let us go." I grabbed his jar, unlocked the door, and opened it. I found myself face to face with the brothers.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. Luckily, I had surprise on my side. I drew my sword and ran at them. They were so surprised to see me, it took a moment for them to realize I was going for the exit, not them. They shrank back as I rushed past, and soon I had reached the hidden door that led out to the city. I pulled a rusty wall chain, and the opening appeared. But before I could get outside, the eldest brother jumped on my back and tore open my scars.
Ow.
I shook him off, making sure not to drop Mr. Dragonfly, then stumbled out into Windhelm. I lost my footing and went to the ground. "Roll," cried Mr. Dragonfly inside my mind. I did, and a mace came down, smashing a flagstone next to my head. The brothers had followed me outside. They each had a weapon, and it was clear they wanted me dead.
Huh. They with them. Okay, go
I
ahead.
regained my feet and brandished my sword at them. "Back," I yelled. "I will let you live if you walk away." "Mother wouldn't turn you back," said the middle brother. "What did you do to her?" "I cured her of her ugliness and put her somewhere safe," I replied. Townsfolk stopped to see what was happening. We were attracting a crowd. I turned to the onlookers and said, "These men held me against my will. Call the guard." My words were met with stony avidity.
Really?
Then someone threw a bottle at me. The eldest brother shouted, "This filthy Khajiit broke into our home. He was looking for skooma money, no doubt." The crowd was getting nasty, and as another bottle smashed near my feet, I saw two guards at the back of the group turn and walk away. "Run," said Mr. Dragonfly inside my head. He did not have to tell me twice.
So yeah, keep going.
The youngest brother took a swipe at me with his sword. I leapt back, overturned the cart of cabbages, and fled. I sped past the graveyard into the marketplace and glanced behind me. I had lost most of the crowd, but the brothers were still on my tail. I rushed through the main gate, out onto the bridge. I was exhausted, but while my legs had been running, Mr. Dragonfly's mind had come up with a plan.
What?
As the brothers stepped out of the gate, panting and furious, I walked out onto the ledge to the left before the first stone arch. I sheathed my sword and held out Mr. Dragonfly's jar. "Do you know who this is?" I shouted. "I don't care, all those bugs look the same to me," replied the middle brother. "Stay there, you coward. You're a dead man." I waited until all three brothers stood near me at the edge. "Do you love your mother?" I asked. "Yes," sniffed the youngest. "Tell us where she is and we'll kill you quickly," said the eldest. "Here," I replied. Then I threw Mr. Dragonfly off the bridge.
Okay. I guess he was brave? Yeah.
Yes, I am very proud of him. I think he may have used up the last of his courage in that moment, though. The brothers all yelled, "No!" and threw themselves over the edge, trying in vain to catch the jar.
Really?
If I had carried out the plan 30 feet along the wall, they may have survived, but the icy water they landed in was very shallow. There was quite a mess.
Yeah.
For a second, I was worried about Mr. Dragonfly, but then I spotted his jar bobbing in the bloody water. I made my way down to the river and retrieved him. He thanked me, and I asked him again if he wouldn't rather be released. "No," he said. "I will stay in my jar and in your company if that is okay. I have already forgotten my past life, and even the meanings of these words I am saying are beginning to fade." I told him he could stay with me for as long as he wished, then asked what I should call him. "Mother scratched my initials on the lid of my jar," he said. "I no longer know what they mean." "They seem to say Mr. D," I replied. "Do you mind if I call you Mr. Dragonfly?" He said that was fine. He then said that I would no doubt lose the ability to hear him soon, but so far that has not been the case. Ever since my transformation, I have been able to randomly pick up his thoughts. I can also sometimes understand horses, fleas, and dogs too. Their thoughts are alien and often do not contain words as we know them, but I can usually decipher the overall gist. Mr. Dragonfly's fear about losing his words has also not come to pass. I think our little conversations are good for his mind. Anyway, that is how Mr. Dragonfly and I met. It was a long story. I hope I did not bore you.
No, I enjoyed it. Actually, you know what? As outlandish as it sounds, I actually believe it. It explains a lot. It explains how you seem to be always talking to animals. So, thanks, Inigo.
I am glad you enjoyed it. Telling it was easier than living it, my friend.
Yeah, right. Alright. Well, that was fun. It passed, the hour, for sure. But I'm really tired now. I think I'm gonna hit the hay, so... Yeah. I'm gonna go to bed.